man, what up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Welcome to the World of Sports, man. I'm your boy John, back in the flesh this week, man. The flu had me down, but not out last week. I'm back, man, back with y'all. So before we get started, man, fellas, I want to say Happy New Year to y'all, and Happy New Year to our viewers as well. As y'all know, I'm here with Eddie and Braxton, man. How y'all doing today, fellas?
And good, man. Happy New Year, happy Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Great 2026 for the podcast, man. Go be consistent all year.
Yeah, man. I got my energy up this week. I don't know what Eddie talking about. His energy a little low for me, but my energy up this week. Let's go.
Yeah.
Up every week, my nigga.
Hey, man, it happens, bro. It happens. Man, we're going to start the pod a little different this week, man. No Monday Night Football games, so we're going to talk about some Sunday games. Week 18 of the NFL season. Last week of the season kicked off this past weekend. Man, we ended it with a good one, man. The Steelers versus Ravens played for the AFC North Championship, man. It came down to the wire with Tyler Luke missing the game-winning field goal to put the Ravens over the top, man. What was y'all thoughts on that game?
It was just a bad sighting for me. Just knowing everything at stake. I know this was a big game for my Texans, so I was watching very closely all night. But it hurts me just watching it, bro. Just for Lamar, bro. Like, he did everything he could do. Derrick Henry played an outstanding game, and there was a position to win. The defense gave a lot of points to off some bonehead plays. But even Lamar came and did what they need to do. Pass Isaiah Likely, got him in field goal position. They moved to the spot the field goal kicker wanted to do, just for him to miss the kick, bro. So it's like they always want to blame Lamar, like Lamar can't get the big one, but this not on Lamar, bro. And you can't blame Harbaugh either, bro. I heard a lot of people talking about it's Harbaugh for he need to be fired. No, bro, it's not his fault either. The kicker missed the field goal, bro. It's not on him. It's on the kicker, bro. But it's also on defense as well because they let him get in that position while the bonehead plays. So it's more of the blame. It's a lot of blame to go around, but it's definitely not on Lamar and not on Harbaugh, in my opinion.
I think I'd agree with you on that, man. I definitely feel like they got where they wanted to be with the kick. And I was literally sitting here looking at my TV like, man, I cannot believe this man literally just missed this kick. And it just made me feel so bad for Lamar, considering, like, man, this dude every year it seemed like he goes through playoff heartbreak, man. It's like no matter what he does, he made the play to Likely, made the throw. And I mean, like, after that, you thinking, man, they in good field position. Whatever they decide to do at this point, they should be able to win this game easily. And then you just, as soon as they line up for the kick, man, and the kick started leaning to the right, man, I'm like, no way, bro. I don't know what more Lamar could do in this situation. I've been saying fire Harbaugh all year, and this wasn't his fault, but I don't think Lamar is all the way completely sold on Harbaugh at this point. We'll hear from Lamar soon, but I just feel like I think he's maybe given up on it because they asked him about it and he didn't really talk too much about Harbaugh. And so I think maybe he even might be feeling like, man, it needs a change of scenery or something like that. What y'all think?
Yeah, just my thoughts on the game. Lamar played great. He showed a version of himself that we used to seeing that we really haven't seen over the course of this season. So I do think that he played well. Derrick Henry played well. The defense actually played pretty well in that game as well. Besides, that busted coverage where Uzi fell down on the double move by Calvin Austin, and they didn't have no safety help over the top, so that was just bad. But overall, man, it's just bad luck for the Ravens. I feel like, they did everything they had to do to put themselves in position to win that game. And Tyler Luke just ultimately, missed that kick, and which is unfortunate. And as far as, you say about the, John Harbaugh and Lamar, I don't really feel like it's on John Harbaugh either. He didn't really make no decisions that make you question, why they lost that game and stuff. The season didn't go well, partly. I would say the defense didn't play up to its expectation early in the season, but they figured it out. And then by that time, Lamar was dealing with some injuries and things of that nature, and he wasn't really playing well. So I just think that it's a bad season for that squad. But a lot of times people in the media and stuff like that, they get recency bias, and then they have one bad season, and now they feel like the world's coming to the end. But I don't really feel like Harbaugh should go anywhere because he's one of the best coaches in the league. Who you gonna replace him with? That's gonna make the team exponentially better than it already is. Like we've seen this team go to AFC championships. There's nobody that's really gonna take bring in that's gonna take them over the hump to get to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like change is not something that they need to do at this moment in time, in my opinion.
Do either of y'all feel like they should have gotten closer for the field goal?
I honestly, bro, I thought about that. I was like, they didn't really try. They took the knee and they ran the clock down. But it was a 40-something yard field goal, which you would think is a gimme in the NFL. These days we see kickers hitting from 67. So 40 yards, 40 plus yards, that's kind of a gimme. But I thought about them, trying to get closer for the field goal. But honestly, I feel like they felt like they had confidence in the kicker to make that kick, and he just came up short.
Bro, I guarantee you, he done made 40 plus yard field goals all year, bro.
Yeah.
Now I don't watch the kicker, but I know every kicker. Come on, bro. Every kicker has made 40 plus field goals all year, bro. So this ain't nothing new. I just think this was a crazy situation for him. Him being a rookie, never been that much stakes on the line. So it probably just got some. He just went out there and whipped it. But you get paid to do a job, so you got to go out there and do the job, no matter you're a rookie or not, bro. And he wasn't ready. He sold them boys.
Yeah, I seen Harbaugh consoling him afterwards. I mean, man, maybe it wasn't even his fault. We seen the priest before the game, man, spraying the holy water on the end zone. What y'all think about that?
That's another thing, bro. That after I seen that, bro, I knew it was a little junky from the get go. That wasn't no holy water, bro. That was something else, bro.
Hey, that's wild though, bro. Like I never seen that happen in an NFL game. Especially with stakes of that magnitude, like how they let him on the field to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like that was wild. I never seen nothing like that before. But it's kind of crazy that it worked out that way, and then people find the videos of him doing that. That is crazy.
They better keep him on the field for next week, though. We're not doing that. We're not doing that, bro.
Yeah. And one other thing, man. Like, I mean, now, questions start to come about Lamar Jackson, man. I mean, hey,
we're not doing
how
that.
It ended. I know.
We're not doing that.
Despite how it ended, this is consecutive years, man. It's always coming up short, man. I mean, I know he wasn't feeling too good about it, man. I mean, but I ain't gonna speak too much about it. We're gonna hear from him himself.
No, hold on. But you can't, before we get to Lamar, you can't really, this is not a playoff game, bro. So he ain't come up short in the playoffs. This is not a playoff game.
What do you mean it's not a playoff game? This is a playoff game.
No, it's implications for the playoffs. They didn't make the playoffs. They missed the playoffs this year. They made the playoffs last year and they came up short with that. We can't do that, bro. It's two different things. We won't get technical.
Okay, but listen here. What is a playoff game? If you lose, you go home, right? Was this not a winner?
No. A playoff game is when the playoffs start. And both teams play each other in the first round of the wild card. Then it goes to wild card to the championship game to the Super Bowl.
As far as I'm concerned, this was an early wild card. What do you think, John?
It was definitely a winner go home game, but I ain't gonna hold that against his playoff record where guys gonna be like he showed up. He didn't come up big. And, like I said, that game was not on Lamar Jackson. He did everything he possibly could have and should have done to put his team in position to succeed. So as far as people blaming him and saying, he ain't getting the job done, that's not fair criticism for him, bro. Because like I said, he put his team in position and he did everything he should and could have done to get his team that win. And the kicker just missed a field goal, bro. That's all.
Well, that's it.
I agree. I agree with that. I'm not taking away from it. And he was hurt for a good portion of the year, so I'll give him his credit in that respect. But let's hear from Lamar Jackson.
Lamar, it's kind of the emotions when a season ends that way.
What's the emotion, Jameson? We did all that, man, to come up short, bro. Devastating. Furious, all type of, I don't know. I'm everywhere with it right now.
Lamar, when you take the field for that final drive, I mean, how confident were you at that point that you were going to get in the leading position in field goal range?
Extremely confident. I told my guys, let's be legendary. Let's put the drive together, 55 seconds. We practiced this, 55 seconds. 3 times out. I believe we had 3 times out. We had great field position, I believe, I felt like we had it. We was only down, 2? we would have won the game, And then we had that penalty too. We were having a lot of penalties, like we kept stopping drives, But I'm proud of my guys, because we kept overcoming. We kept overcoming adversity, and situations like this, divisional game, it be like that sometimes. So, yeah.
How hard is it sometimes, it gets left in the hands of the kicker, when you guys kept battling?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how many times it had to come down to have been a kicker, to win the game for us. Probably years in the past, no, I don't know.
I just want to say, man, I love Lamar, bro. That dude had me. He said, "Yeah, bro, I think we had 3 times out, not 3 times out, 3 times out."
It's the floor in them, bro. That the action can't hide, fool.
I think we had 3 times out.
They was Jameson. He was hot. He was hot, bro.
Yeah, you could tell, especially when they asked him the question about. I mean, we ain't showing on here, but when they asked him the question about how he felt about next season, he like, man, I can't even think about that right now. Like, bro, yeah, this one definitely hurt him for real.
Yeah, that was tough. That was tough, man. Hope they figured it out, bro. But moving on in the division, a star player by the name of Myles Garrett made NFL history, bro. He set the single season sack record. He needed 1 sack to get 23, and he got that on Joe Burrow in this past game, man. What was y'all thoughts on that? And what was y'all thoughts on them stopping the game after he got the sack? Because I seen some Bengals players like Jamar and the coach said they weren't happy about them stopping the game. What was y'all thoughts?
I think that same situation when LeBron had the scoring record, bro, and that messed all the vibe up, all the energy, all the drives and stuff. They end up losing the game. But in this situation, the Bengals end up losing the game too. But shout out to the Hall of Famer and Myles Garrett, bro. And then he always said like this last one, he knows it's gonna be hard to get because everybody looking for him because they don't want to be the team that they give it up on. And Joe Burrow, he running from the whole game. And then it was I seen one play. Myles Garrett was on the one side, and then he went to the other side, and they ran that way. And that's the one time Joe just fell, and I think somebody else got that easy sack. So I know that kind of hurt him because that could have been the one right there to make history. But he ended up getting it late after that. And, them stopping the game, in my opinion, was kind of crazy. But I mean, I get it because I think they was at home, right?
No, they were on the road.
They was on the road. That's even worse.
They still stopped the game, bro. That's crazy.
Even worse. But hey, it just shows you like type of player, the caliber he is. That they'll be able to do that for him. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was definitely happy to see him achieve that. You don't very often see records like that be broken. Obviously, we're going to have to start changing how we look at these things, though, with it being 17 games instead of 16. But really, you can't make that excuse in this situation because he did it in less snaps than Michael Strahan did it. So shout out to Myles Garrett, man. I'm glad that he was able to get it. I know Joe Burrow said before the game, like, if it was a situation where he could sack him, he wasn't going to just, be trying too hard. He was going to go ahead and let him get the sack. And I feel like maybe that's a little bit of what we're seeing here. I think he was going to get sacked anyways, but I definitely think he just was like, you know what, let me go ahead and give it to him. But shout out to Myles Garrett. And, man, Jamar Chase is so funny, bro. Like, for him saying that, man, he was like, man, if I did that, that's like me getting 10 catches. And if I got 10 catches and everybody ran on the field, that's a flag. I'm laughing because that's so – he's just so funny to me, bro. But other than that, bro, shout out to Myles Garrett, man. And, they shouldn't have stopped the game. I think that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they should have stopped the game for a single season record. Like Ed talked about Brian. Like in Brian's case, Brian broke a record that been held for 40 years, and it's the all-time scoring record, over the arc of your career. So I understand them doing that for him, but I mean, this is a record that only been it was what 20-something years. No, not even 20-something years. Maybe I think Michael Strahan broke it in 2007. It's what 2020, so maybe about 20 years, but still in the same thing, bro. I don't think it was that big a deal. I knew if Myles Garrett wanted to get the sack against anybody, he knew it had to be against the Bengals, or he would have wanted it to be against the Bengals because the offensive line is just so horrible. So it kind of made it easy on him. But yeah, I don't agree with them stopping the game, especially a football game. When a lot of the things is these guys used to hitting each other for hours and hours at a time. So you stop the game. Now they got to get back in the mode of hitting each other and all that. And so I just don't agree with them doing that. But man, shout out to him, bro. I do think, like Brack said, we got to start taking some of these records into account because they're playing 17 games now. But I mean, if 17 is gonna be the new norm, what they gonna say when they add an 18 game or he did an 18 game versus 16 game? Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. But yeah, man, shout out to Myles Garrett for getting that sack for sure, sack record for sure.
Yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. Let's hear from Myles Garrett, man, the all-time sack leader at this current moment. Let's hear from him.
Get the record. I mean, what was that moment like for you emotionally? I mean, mentally, everything.
And it was everything I expected. And it was so tough. I knew they were gonna make it difficult, but I don't think I saw more than 3 singles on a real drop back the whole game, and I just knew that if I did, I had to make that moment count, and man, the feeling couldn't be better.
Did you ever, I know how confident you were, did you ever start to wonder about it when there's only 5 minutes and 4 seconds left?
I think I said it earlier, but I had a dream that I didn't get it. So I was like we gotta deny fate, whatever it is, we gotta make it happen. And I just went into it and still had the utmost confidence in myself and my preparation and in my guys, man. I couldn't do it without them. They were supporting me, trying to find ways to free me up, get the chips off me, get the doubles off, and eventually, we just made it happen as we have all year.
Myles, what did it feel like when your teammates put you up on their shoulders and David's putting a fake crown on you, and just what was this whole celebration like?
It was special.
I'm looking at the video. The video, the fit was just throwing me off, bro. I feel like you gotta have a better fit than that, bro.
Myles Garrett, brother. You know what I'm saying?
You got a dinosaur in a shirt, but come on, you just broke the record, bro. Come on, bro. What we doing?
This is Myles Garrett.
I feel you on that though. Hey man, let me be about to break the all-time record, man. I'm coming there suited and booted, man.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Or at least he could have had like a shirt with it on, like the leader or something. He could have had a record breaker or something, bro. He had a dinosaur, bro.
But then what if he don't get it? Then that shirt is.
You got plan B, you got options. If you don't get it, you always gotta have. He could at least wear a suit. But he don't gotta wear a suit, but like something comfortable, like all black or something. Bro, he had a dinosaur shirt on, bro. What are we doing, Myles? I know you probably like anime and all that. Come on, my dog. But hey, congratulations to Myles Garrett for making history, bro. I'm just saying, next time, bro.
Hey, bro, man, like anime, bro.
Oh man, that is hilarious.
Got something against the anime community, bro.
Nah, bro.
I got you, man. Shout out to Myles Garrett, but
we gotta talk about the coaches, man. The coaches getting fired. There's a bunch of coaches getting fired before we get to the playoffs. Man, so it's a long list of coaches that got fired this week. We got Kevin Stefanski. I know some people on this podcast love that. We got Pete Carroll getting fired. We got Raheem Morris, and we got Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon, just I think the most recent one fired from the Arizona Cardinals. Raheem Morris from the Atlanta Falcons. Pete Carroll from the Raiders after one season, and Kevin Stefanski with the Browns. Man, what are your thoughts on that?
Bro, honestly, the one I really, thought was gonna come was Jonathan Gannon, just because of how bad they've been this year. He's been there, I think 3 years. He was there for 3 years, and they really got worse instead of getting better. And I seen a stat the other day that over the course of the Cardinals franchise, no coach has stayed there longer than 6 years, which is kind of crazy to me because they don't really have that continuity with a coach, as we see with some of these other teams, some of the better teams in the league, as far as keep sticking with their coaches and finding the right coaches. So I thought that I knew that, kind of figured that he was coming. I kind of figured Pete Carroll was coming as well due to his age. The way they brought him in there to turn it around, and they really got worse from year to year. They were the number 6 pick last year. They're gonna be the number 1 pick this year, only winning 2 games. So I kind of figured that was coming. Stefanski, his time kind of ran his course in Cleveland. He had some good years, won Coach of the Year twice, but I mean, it kind of ran his coach kind of ran out, bro. Like it wasn't much more that he was going to be able to do, especially with the talent that they was bringing in around him. And some people, including Eddie, feel like he didn't really like Shador, and maybe that kind of played a factor in the decision. But we kind of knew that was coming. The one that surprised me though was Raheem Morris, bro. Like I didn't think Raheem Morris was going to get fired. We kind of heard rumblings of it. Because they were saying they were bringing in outside people to like evaluate the franchise and kind of see what things were in that franchise. But I thought that him, going on what like a 4 or 5 game winning streak to end the season was going to kind of save his job. And even after the win against the Saints, guys like Drake London and Bijan Robinson came out and were in support of him, saying that they were hoping to get him back. So I kind of feel like hope that really like held some weight with ownership. Your star players coming out and backing the coach, but ultimately they decided to go in a different direction. So I'm really gonna be excited to see where these franchises go with these coaches here on out, especially Atlanta with them being in the division and them being the Falcons. So yeah, we'll see about that, bro. But it's nobody I hate more than the Atlanta Falcons. But I was hoping Raheem Morris kept his job for sure.
Damn, bro, that sounds like a lot of bias right there. I guess I understand it, but I was definitely shocked with Raheem Morris just because of the way they finished the season. And then I saw that they fired the GM too. So that's two brothers out. So I feel like like that culture is in Atlanta. Like that's kind of crazy, bro. Like now you got to the best coach you bring in, they got to fit the culture, bro. I feel like you got to because like with brothers, I feel like they had control of the team, but it's like they was on a tight leash. But they clean house with both of them, so that's kind of crazy in my opinion. We don't got that long in the NFL. You got to win if you one of us. But I'm interested to see who they go bring in for the new Atlanta coach. But Pete Carroll and Gannon, I definitely saw them coming just by the way they season went. I thought the Jets head coach was gonna be fired because I think he had a record of like 3-14 people like against people coming in there and went with Aaron Glenn's name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought he was out of there too, but I'm guessing they go give him one more shot. So hopefully he fix it up so he keep his job because I love seeing us in position. But we get few opportunities, so we got to make the best of them and do it with the best. Now, Stefanski, I was shocked. I was shocked about his honesty, bro, because he is a great coach. Like John said, 2-time coach of the year. So that just goes to show you, bro, like this is a business, cutthroat, bro. Like they don't care what you done for me back then. They care about what you done for me recently. So that's horrible, bro. Like I hate that the business aspect of that is no loyalty in this, bro. And it goes that nobody is safe, bro. We seen the craziest stuff happen in every sport, bro. So this is another situation of that. But I think Shador did put pressure on it just by the way he was playing and all the fans, how they want him, and that you wasn't giving him that same energy as you was giving Dylan Gabriel. And I just think that it's time for change, bro. And now it's no excuse for Shador. He free now. It should be his team. But with this move, I'm assuming so. So he has a whole half season. He hopefully they go out and draft against guys they can throw to and just be better around so they can be a better team than what they were this year. Because he does show Spurs what he should be able to do. We have the full ranks, and I'm happy to see it, bro. Free 12, he free.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about Stefanski because we already, kind of laid that out. And I'm, happy for Shador's sake. Maybe this, means a lot for him moving forward as far as, like, having a coach that really buys into who he is and what he is as a quarterback. Pete Carroll, man, I think it's about time for him to, like, move away from coaching. I feel like at this point he kind of ruining his legacy a little bit because he come from championship pedigree. So, like, at this point in time, you don't want to be like it's kind of like Bill Belichick in college football. Like you don't want to ruin your legacy, bro. Just hang it up, and I'm sure you don't need the money, bro. It's okay. You don't have to coach. Raheem Morris, I feel like what John said, man. I was surprised, especially after that win against the Rams. Like I just didn't see it coming, man. But I mean, hey, like Eddie said, we got a short leash, and Jonathan Gannon, I feel like he been dealt a bad card because I mean, having Kyler Murray as your starting quarterback and all that comes with that, man, it's just. I mean, what are your real expectations as a coach with that situation? So, shout out to all these guys, man. You know, you never like to see people get fired, but hey, man, it's the NFL, not for long. So,
Facts, facts. And y'all think Kyler Murray has played his last football in Arizona? Being that they're about to bring in a new head coach and things of that nature.
Hate to say it, but I believe so, bro. And then they saw what Jacoby Brissett been doing. They say, hey, he's doing enough. You know, Kyler Murray, he got him as far as they could with him. He's saying what I think the potential could be with that. So I think they're ready to move on. Sadly.
yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think you want to bring in a new identity, new quarterback. I think it's right now is the right time.
This offseason gonna be interesting for sure, man. But we're gonna move on. Now we're gonna talk about these wild card matchups, man. This weekend, starting on Saturday, we got some wild card games. Brad's gonna go ahead and put that up on the screen right there, man. Y'all see the matchups, man. Who y'all got, and what games are y'all interested in the most?
Bryce, you want to go?
I'll go ahead and go first, man. First of all, man, it's that time, man. It's that time of the year, man, where it's put up or shut up, man. Are you gonna be a good team or are you not? Are you gonna be the team that you were supposed to be all year when it's time to play, or are you not, man? That's what I'm gonna say here. But first round matchup, I'm gonna start from the bottom of the NFC, man. We looking at Green Bay taking on or going on the road to take on the Chicago Bears, man. We see how that played out the first time or right before Christmas. And I think I'm gonna have to go with the Bears in this matchup. The home field advantage. When the last time the Bears had a home playoff game, man? It's been a minute. So I think the Bears gonna win this game. I ain't gonna go into the scores, but the Bears gonna win this one for sure. Woo! We got some heat right here, man. San Francisco versus the Philadelphia Eagles, man. I ain't gonna lie, I got some Eagle fan friends that they really feel scared about this matchup. So I think it's gonna be a close game, but I think the Eagles gonna win how the Eagles usually win. Defensive battle. Hurts do a little bit of something at the end, or maybe Saquon, and then they win the game. We're gonna have a stinker in this Panthers versus Los Angeles Rams game. Panthers not gonna put up a fight much. And it's gonna be I got the Rams.
I got a
And
question.
then, go ahead.
Just on that game, how can you say that when the Panthers beat them?
Yeah,
that's kind of crazy, bro.
I understand that. But look, the Panthers. I just seen how they played against Baker and the Bucks.
That regular season, bro.
I understand that, but this is the playoffs. You're right. So you don't think that the Rams are gonna come back motivated to play a good brand of football in this game? You don't think they want to show these boys that it's not like that?
Understand, bro. You saying the stinker, bro? Like you giving them no chance, bro. It's players. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. Any given Sunday, any given Monday, any given Thursday, any given Saturday, whatever day they play on, bro. You can't just count a team out, bro. Never. I'll never count a team out.
Okay. Well, I ain't gonna count them out, but I'm definitely not gonna count on them. I'll tell you that. So y'all go ahead and go through the NFC.
For me, I do agree with you on the Bears game. I'm not a believer in Jordan Love. You know, he's too up and down for me. So, and they don't got a number one guy, which helps him sometimes, but also hurts him at times too. And then the defense took a big loss with Michael, you know. And since then, I don't think they've been playing inspired football anymore. So I'm gonna go with Caleb Williams. Like I told you, he showed me something in that 49ers game, and I believe I'm a believer in Caleb now. And I think he'll come out his first playoffs and just and win. Now I don't know if he'll do it in the second round, but in the first round versus this matchup, I like them a lot. So I got the Bears. And the Eagles in the 49ers game, it's kind of tricky because the Eagles been playing so iffy all year, but I can't go against them. And y'all know how I feel about Brock Purdy, even though he has been playing good the last 3 games. I gave him his credit, but if Eagles stop Christian McCaffrey, then I think there's no shot that they lose. But I'm gonna go with the Eagles edging it out. And with the Panthers and the Rams game, I'm gonna go Rams, but I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Brax think. I think it could be scary. So if Bryce come out there and play a good game, like we seen a couple weeks ago, then who knows? But I got faith in Matthew Stafford and them. And Devontae Adams are playing. I like them a lot. So yeah, I got them.
Yeah, man, that's reasonable. I honestly think that the Packers are going to win against the Bears. I think they'll come out motivated because they felt like they had the game in hand last time, and they Caleb pulled off some miraculous stuff. But I do think that's going to be a great game. I do think it'll be close. I'm going to go with the Packers, but I would not be surprised if the Bears win. Let me put it like that. I think this next game, man, this is probably going to be the best game, one of the best games of the weekend, man, with Philly and San Francisco, bro. There's two teams. We know what to expect from Philly. Their fans expect them to be in the Super Bowl chase every year. They had some up and downs this season. They kind of got back on the right foot. That's going to be a great game. San Francisco's been red hot as of late, especially with the offense. Even though they lost to Seattle in a 13-3 stinker, in the words of Brax. And as far as the Rams go, man, I just think the Rams are gonna. I ain't gonna say they're gonna dominate, but I feel like they're gonna come motivated, because the Panthers beat them early in the season. But I do think the Panthers can compete with them to make it a good game. But I got the Rams winning that one for sure.
I respect that, man. We're gonna head on over to that AFC. We got the Patriots taking on the Chargers at home. I feel like this is a toss-up game because I gotta see what Herbert I'm getting, man. Like, if I getting Jay Herbo or am I getting Justin Herbert, man? I want to see who I'm gonna get. I know he got hand issues, you know what I'm saying? The hand is broke dang near, or it is broke. And I know when he played my Texans, he didn't look that great, so he had to take a week off after that. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick. This is the Patriots' first playoff game in a minute, and this is Drake May is a young quarterback. Herbert got experience. I'm leaning on experience. I'm going Chargers with the upset here. And then next round, come on, man. Y'all know where I'm going with this, man. I ain't gonna lie. Jacksonville, y'all had a good run, but y'all running up against that boy, man. We're gonna go with Josh Allen, MVP. He gonna show you MVP in this game, man. I do think Trevor Lawrence gonna have his best game in the playoffs. I think he's gonna have his best game of his season this game. But I think the Bills are gonna win the game though. And then Steelers versus my Texans, man. I feel really good about this matchup. I was telling people last week, man, I don't want to play the Ravens, and I got my wish. I just hope that my team come out ready, prepared, which I know D'Amico will have us ready. I just hope that man don't bring that holy water out there this week, man. So my Texans go ahead and win the game. But we covered in the Lord too. So, hey, man, we got Jesus on our side. So I feel good about the matchup, man. But what y'all got in the AFC?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, John.
All right, I got I think this game is a good one. But ultimately, I think that the Patriots are going to be too much for the Chargers, so I'm gonna go with the Patriots. Chargers got problems with the offensive line, and ever since Joe went down, they ain't really been the same team. So I'm gonna go with the Patriots. As far as this next game, man, I think Jacksonville's the real deal, bro. Like, them boys been playing inspired football. They've been blowing people out. I think they've been winning like the fourth straight winning by double digits. So they've been looking good. They done bought Trev some grills. I don't know if y'all seen that. That boy done got iced out. So, man, I'm going with Jacksonville, man. I think they got a lot of good mojo on their side, man. And as far as this last game, bro, it should have been the Ravens. But I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go with the Texans, bro. I'm going to go with the Texans because I do feel like that defense will go ahead and give y'all a win against a Pittsburgh offense that hasn't really, wowed us from a scoring aspect of it. DK will be back, but I think I got confidence in my boy Sting to hold that down over there. And it's all about y'all offense, though. Will y'all offense show up? If y'all offense show up, I got y'all winning this game. If not, y'all gonna give the Steelers much more of a fair fight in that game. Y'all offense got to show up for sure.
Well said. In the Chargers and the Patriots game for me, this is kind of up in the air for me. Because I wanted the Patriots and the Bills to play, and I would have had the Patriots coming out. But in this one, just because like Bragg said, if depending on what Herbert we're getting, if Jay Herbo playing, I gotta go with them because no, I don't. The Patriots, they're young, bro. But I'm not surprised if they win. But I think I'm gonna go with the Chargers. With the Bills and the Jaguars, bro. We know how Josh Allen get in the playoffs, bro. He always get a little frazzled to start the game off, but he gotten better with his experience. So, but Jacksonville has been playing lights out, and I think they got a lot to prove. Just saying, like taking the next step, and I think Trevor Lawrence he has taken the next step. Just hearing all the rumblings, people talking about trading him. I always been a Trevor Lawrence guy, and he proved me right this year, and I'm still ride with him. I'm a rival. I'm taking Jags. They go come out and surprise the world with this win. And they at home, I'm gonna go with the Jags, bro. Now for the last game, a wild card weekend, with the Texans and the Steelers, man. Y'all know who I'm going with. But I will say, you can't come out there and lay an egg, bro. We done did all this streak stuff. Like I've been saying, I want to lose. I want to lose one of these games before we end the playoff. Just to get off a chest. But we here now. We got to win 13 straight to make the Super Bowl. So we 0-0 now. None of that streak stuff matter. We hot, but it don't matter now. We finna go in the cold. So we got to go in there. The defense got to swarm. CJ got to come out there and beat CJ from rookie year. Nico, we need everybody. We need Nico. We don't got my boy Tank, but we got my boy. We got my boy Higgs. We got my boy Hutch. Hey, it's gonna take a hell of an effort, bro. So Texans, we done did all this all year from 0-3 to 12-5, bro. Go out there and do your job, bro. Finish the job. I ain't taking none of these lightly. I know in A-Rod, he a Hall of Famer. I'm not taking none of this lightly. I won this game. I'd rather play an old man A-Rod than a running Lamar Jackson. So defense, we got to get after him, swarm, and do what we do, bro. Show them why we the best defense in the league, bro. So Texans by a lot. Let's do it.
All right, man. That's all we got for this first segment of the show, man. We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna talk about the college football playoff. Then we're gonna wrap it up with the Black Spotlight. Y'all don't want to miss it. Keep it right here. Stay locked into the world. Welcome to the world of sports.
Welcome back to the Welcome to the World of Sports podcast, man. We have seen some good and some bad college football being played in that first round. And now it's time, not first round, first and second round. And now it's time for the semifinals, man. So let's look at the bracket and what teams are remaining. Here we go. So right now, in the first part, we got Oregon facing Indiana. And then in the second half, we got Ole Miss facing Miami. These are two good matchups, I feel like, fellas. Who do y'all have?
Yeah, definitely great semifinal matchups, man. I feel like any one of these four teams can win it all. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Oregon to beat Indiana. I know that a lot of people they met early in the season in Oregon. Indiana got the job done. A lot of people, still didn't think Indiana was the type of team that could go all the way until they put a beat down on Alabama. Now they kind of got the world's attention. And I think that Oregon's coming in there with a chip on the shoulder, knowing that they lost to them the last time. I think Dan Lannon's going to have these guys motivated. Y'all know I'm a big Dan Lannon guy. I think he's going to have these guys motivated to play. I think that it's going to be a close game, but Oregon's going to squeak out with a victory, maybe about a 3-point victory. So I'm going to go Oregon. And this next game, bro, it's hard to choose because if Ole Miss can get that offense rolling and their defense can play like they played against Georgia, then I got to go Ole Miss. But then I look at Miami's defensive line, and I'm just like, man, it's going to be tough because I think they're going to get out the Trinidad Chambliss for sure. But I'm going to go with Miami in this game, bro. I got Miami winning. So I got an Oregon and Miami I got Oregon-Miami final, which is going to be interesting because that's going to be played in Miami's home stadium. So it's going to be like kind of a home game for Miami. But I'm going to go with Miami and Oregon to win these semifinal games. What you got, Eddie?
That's nasty, bro. I didn't even know it was at Hard Rock Stadium. That's nasty, bro. if they make it, bro, it's set for them to win because that's definitely home advantage, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. But Oregon and Indiana, I'm not mad at Oregon, but I'm gonna go with my fellow believer, my brother in Christ, man, Mendoza. I ain't know he was like that, bro. He showed me a little something, bro. And then after that post game interview got me, bro. So he got a believer in me, bro. So I'm gonna rock with him. But I do love Oregon, bro. So I would not be surprised if they lose. I'm a Dan Atlanta guy as well. He got them guys ready to run through the wall at all times. So I would not be surprised to go out there and just come out with a great game and win. But in the end, they be looking good all year, bro. They beat my guys, Ohio State. They beat Bama, even though Bama not the same. I gotta go with them. I'm rocking Indiana, bro. So I got Indiana going, and then out of Ole Miss and Miami, I don't believe in Carson Beck at all, but that defense is crazy, bro. Ruben Bain, probably I got him as going top 3 pick, but he is a showstopper for real. That defense is crazy, bro, and they run it back nice. They got some guys on offense, playmakers, but I'm gonna ride with the guy that didn't want to come to LSU and say he want to rock out with Ole Miss. He want to be loyal and not come with Lane Kiffin. So even though I am hurt, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick Ole Miss in this game. Trinidad, he's been playing unbelievable. He showed me something because I wasn't a believer. Like I wasn't a believer in a couple of these guys, but he showed me something. He showed me enough to have me pick him in this game. So I'm gonna rock with him, and I'm gonna have Ole Miss and Indiana in my football playoff championship.
Yeah, Eddie, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna carry on too long because I believe in what you said. I believe Ole Miss is gonna win their matchup against Miami, despite Miami having a good defense. I believe Ole Miss showed me that they can play against a more physical team, in my opinion. I feel like Georgia's more physical than them, and they show that they can deal with that and still come out on top, and their offense can still be, have firepower. So that showed me that if they can play against Miami, because I would say Georgia probably have a better defense than Miami, in my opinion. I don't know. It's probably neck and neck. But if I had to give the edge, I would say Georgia's championship pedigree is better than Miami. So that showed me enough in that game, man. Indiana, man, I ain't gonna lie. Signetti got them boys playing like some inspired football. And I ain't gonna lie, if you take off the jerseys and take off the helmets, bro, they starting to look like a team in the SEC that was dominating for years, man. I ain't gonna say their name because I don't rock with them, but they look like them a little bit as far as how connected they are and how just surgical they are with dissecting the defenses and playing hard and running the ball. Like they doing all the things that you're supposed to do as a championship contender. Dan Lanning, I think he's gonna put together a good game plan, but I think it's just gonna be too much to overcome in this situation. And I think Indiana will come out with the win. And I'll save my championship predictions for next week.
All right, y'all. Time for the best part of the show now with the Black Spotlight. Brax, who you got for me?
And this week, I'm gonna go with somebody who decided to break my heart earlier this transfer portal. I'm gonna go with Trinidad Chambliss, man. I feel like I was in the dome watching their game in the Sugar Bowl, man. And I had a great time watching the offense, do what they did against Georgia. I felt like when they got down, I didn't know if they was gonna be able to come back. And next thing you know, man, Trinidad Chambliss making some plays, flip pass, running all around, throwing deep passes, being accurate against, a pretty good defense, man. He showed me that, maybe he could be one of the good prospects whenever he decides to go to the NFL. I always thought maybe his size would be a problem, but he showed that he could be mobile and definitely be accurate. So I got to give him credit for that. And they, on to the next round. So I'll be interested to see what they do this week. But shout out to him, man. Shout out to Trinidad Chambliss, man. Who you got for me, John?
Hey, man, this week I'm going to show some love to 3 of my boys on the New Orleans Saints, man. 2 of them are some old mans on their way out the door, but they say they're going to come back for another year, man. That's Cam Jordan and that's DeMario Davis. They had great seasons this year. DeMario finished top 5 in tackles, I believe. He's getting after it still in his old age, still being a great leader for us. And also Cam Jordan, man. Cam Jordan had double-digit sacks in a year, coming off a year last year where he wasn't as productive. The coaches really didn't have a role for him on the defense. He didn't play as many snaps as he used to. Came in with Brandon Staley, turned the defense around, played great this year, played the snaps that he's accustomed to, got double-digit sacks. And then lastly, bro, I also want to give love to Chase Young, who he played great this year. He's another guy that had double-digit sacks. He had finished the season with 10 sacks. Could have possibly had more if he wasn't out early in the season with injury. I think that he has certainly revived his career in New Orleans, after a few rough seasons in Washington, man. So shout out to him, man. He's going to be a great cornerstone piece for us for years to come, bro. And I'm just happy that my guys are balling, man. Can't wait for next season. I think we're going to do great things. So shout out to them boys.
Oh, my fault, bro. You just that threw me off, bro. My fault, gang. But yeah, shout out to my boy Chase Young, one of my guys for sure. John got a couple of my guys on that team over there, bro, in New Orleans, bro. But for my black spotlight, I got one of Braxton's long lost cousins, man, that took all the talent in the family in basketball. With Jaylen Brown. I know Braxton a little hurt that he don't got some of that touch that he got, man. So. Jaylen Brown, he's been playing unbelievable, boy. He got them boys in the second spot in the East right now. He's playing lights out. He's averaging 29. He had a spurt when he had like 8 or 9 30-point games straight, bro. So, they gave him. They was ready to count them boys off. As soon as Jason Tatum got hurt, they thought this was just a chalk up year. They just go, just build and try to get a position for the draft, bro. But, he had other plans, bro. He came out there and he just been balling, bro. He got them boys, just hooping, following behind him. And he's showing that he can be a number one option, So, they might have some talks in the future about, where they want to go with the team. So when JT get back, JB definitely gonna have some more to say because he was, he is the MVP. So, it might be a little different when JT gets back. But for now, it's JB team. And he's definitely showing why he is a number one option in this league. So he might be early. He might be MVP candidate. Who knows?
We should
be talking about him, but I got him in that talk for sure. So that's my black spotlight. Shout out JB, man.
Hey man, I ain't mad about that because his counterpart, I'm not really too much of a fan of, but we ain't gonna talk about that too much.
Hey man, great black spotlights, fellas. We about to close it out, man. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Show us some love on the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram at WTTWS Podcast, man. Follow each one of us on Instagram. Whatever you got to do to keep up with the latest, with what we got going on, bro. And until next time, bro, I hope that y'all all stay blessed. And y'all keep it here locked into the Welcome to the World Sports Podcast. We out.